Good afternoon. It's the evening of February 10. February 10 basically marks 30 days since your new board has been sworn in. So this is basically a 1 month in update briefing. I have a whole lot of exciting things to talk about. I'm going to try to get as much of it as I can in about 4 or 5 minutes. I've always worked on the philosophy that positive attitudes create positive results. Today I'm going to share with you a combination of a good, positive, collaborative effort from your board along with a plan, a strategy, and execution. So first on my list of things I want to talk about is one of my favorites, and that's new membership. In 30 days, we have acquired 30 new memberships. So this equates to about a 15% growth. If you've ever talked to me about membership, you know that I believe that membership is critically important to the long-term sustainability of our club and its financial stability. These 15 members, by the way, over a 3-year period, equate in revenue to right at about $250,000 for the San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club. So that's relatively significant. Now that doesn't mean that when I look at new members, I'm just looking at revenue, because I love the new energy and the new faces. By the way, if you're a new member, keep in mind that our first flag meeting in February is the 16th. That's next Tuesday. If it's been 30 days since you signed up and paid your dues, then you are eligible to come off of probation. You have to show up to the flag meeting, and then you will be read in based on a vote. There will be probably 20 people on Tuesday, so we'll try to keep that meeting moving relatively quickly. But show up, prepare to get your picture made. We're going to take your picture, we're going to put it on the board so everybody kind of sees and knows who you are. Okay, so as new members, you may or may not know there is one cardinal rule that absolutely cannot be broken. By no means is anyone, including the Commodore, ever allowed behind the bar unless you have official business. Now, with that said, there is one small exception to that rule, and it's very important. Let's say, for example, you just won the $400 square on the Super Bowl. Or maybe, I don't know, your significant other just texts you that she's finally, or he or she's finally going to do that thing you've been asking them to do for a really long time, whatever it is. When it's time to celebrate, and you want to celebrate with your boat club friends, and in doing so making new friends, if it's time to ring the bell, you automatically have carte blanche permission to come behind the bar, approach the boat club bell, grasp the bell firmly, and make that happen. Now, what's supposed to happen is that when you ring, I heard yelling out there, we're closed, and somebody's out there heard the bell. That's what happens. You ring the bell, anybody in the space, you're going to buy them a drink. Now, be careful, you look around first, because people will automatically transport into the bar when the bell sounds. I have no idea, it's like Star Trek or something, so be prepared. What if some of you are out there going, listen, Commodore, I don't have the ability to get behind the bar to ring the bell. I got the broke leg or something. I can't get around like I used to. Well, guess what? We have a solution for you. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing a telephone at the bar. How many years has the boat club been without a landline? Guess what? We have one today, and it works. The other thing that we found, thank you, by the way, Brian Nisnik, one thing we discovered once we restored phone service is that the phone was ringing. And guess who was calling? Potential new members. We have voicemail every day. There are people calling, they're looking, tell me about your boat club, boat storage things, and this and that nature. So the phone works. Use it. Call your bartender, call down, have the bell ring. If you've been on the boat club Wi-Fi anytime in the last, I don't know, months, and you sign up to the boat club 5G, you may have noticed that instead of 5G, it's like 0.05G. Well, that's because the Wi-Fi ain't working the way it's supposed to work. Thank you once again, First Vice, coming in. He brought in one of our nation's greatest on the good side hackers to go through some of our issues. Anyway, Wi-Fi has been repaired back to its full speed. There's also another new savings initiative, and we are now signed up with brand new DirecTV service that's going to save the club a fair amount of dough. Okay, before we get to the exciting stuff and the details, I needed to talk briefly about what this folder represents. Essentially, there are 6 accounting directives that are now top priority on our list. Now, these are in addition to the initial 5 operational directives that were all intended to reduce our OPEX, changing the business model more to a independent contractor model as to generate revenue with concerts on the lawn, things. So this is in addition to that. All 6 of these accounting directives were surprises to your board. Most of them are a direct result of prior sins or just, I don't know, processes that somehow were overlooked or got out of whack. The reason I'm bringing that up is because in the month of February and March, we are going to be spending time and effort and money to rectify the accounting direct. We've hired a third-party CPA. We've got bookkeeper running full-time now. We have rehired a tax accounting firm. All of that is going to add up to additional expenses that are going to hit our P&L within the next, hopefully, 60 days, not 90. There is one of the objectives in there that we don't really have visibility on how much it's going to cost us. By the time you add fines and fees and penalties, we're nervous about it, but right now we have a plan to get through it. We're erring on the conservative side, if you will. Come April, our plan is to be in really good shape. So let's have a look at where we've come, how far we've moved the needle, and where we're headed. So what you're looking at is the P&L, the monthly P&L for 5 months prior to your new board taking office. So the zero, or the break even, is at the very top of this graph. We are running on 5 months of negative P&L, and in the very first month, that is a minus $15,000. I want to say maybe it's 12,000, and minus 10,000 and some change, minus 500, minus, I don't know, 12,000, and then December we had minus $26,000 P&L. We have been leaking cash at the boat club in the prior 5 months. So I am extremely proud of this next slide. January P&L was plus 22,000 and some change. There may be a couple of things to still hit the P&L from January, but January's pretty much closed here. So what we've seen is a $50,000 swing in the positive direction. This is a direct result of plan, strategy, and execution. The plan is to have a similar revenue in the next 2 months. The end result is not going to be quite as good as January. Come April, we should be sitting pretty, and then we can start talking about capital expenses and spending money for needed repairs, things of this nature. So that's all I got. It's, it's all good news. It's all good news. We created a plan, we're working the plan, we're executing the plan, all that's going to be good. I think everything is going to be fine. That's all I got. We'll see you at the club.